Recharge while parts of the U.S. are dealing with some record-breaking heat waves, while parts of Europe are also scorching hot. The temperature has soared to 100 degrees and higher in parts of France, including Paris.
Oh, the searing heat also being felt in Britain, Spain, Portugal, as well as the Netherlands. No wooden shoes. Those things have got to be stinking now. Thousands of people in France actually died in a heat wave 12 years ago. So this is serious for parts of Europe.
Well, this extreme heat wave we're seeing in Western Europe and Western North America, it's not uncomfortable, but it can also have a huge impact on the economy.
Joining us this morning is business weather expert Paul Walsh. He's going to discuss the potential economic impact of heat waves. And Paul, let's just start with that question. How does a heat wave impact the economy?
Well, you know, guys, of all of the weather elements that we look at as it relates to the economy, heat waves probably has the biggest impact. And that's because it affects so many people for so long. So things like energy usage and energy prices, agricultural crop yields are impacted. Health is a huge issue, especially in the most vulnerable parts of our communities. And it also impacts our well-being and has a societal impact. We actually see crime rates increase during these sort of long, protracted heat waves, which has an impact on the tax base. So it just is pervasive, and the impact is massive.
So, Paul, right now, what part of these effects are we seeing right now in Western Europe?
Well, Paul, the impact is kind of slow-moving, so we'll start to see the economic impacts over time. But to put it in perspective, in 2003, we had a heat wave similar to this in Western Europe that resulted in $15 billion in damages, and literally tens of thousands of people actually lost their lives. Now, the impact in terms of humans probably won't be significant this time because countries are a little bit more resilient, but you can see just how massive this impact could be.
And I would imagine for some businesses, this could be, a negative mixed with a positive, like power companies. They're going to have to really make sure they're on it and could see, a strain on their company. But for movie theaters, things like that might be good news. So what do these businesses do to prepare for these events?
Well, that's a great point. And businesses, by and large, are looking at the weather differently. They're looking at the weather from a measurable perspective. So they know it has an impact on their business. They're using data. They're using analytics. They're using weather forecasts to help them better manage it. In fact, I'm actually, ironically, flying to Madrid tomorrow to speak at a huge international conference on this exact topic. So as the climate changes, as things get warmer, businesses are basically adapting and creating new ways to be able to better serve their customers.
Let's talk more about that. How is climate change kind of changing the calculations or the calculus of dealing with these heat waves?
Well, Paul, of all of the things that we talk about when we talk about climate change, an increase in heat waves is really the most confidence that we have globally in terms of the fact that we're going to be seeing more of these events. So as that's happened, both businesses as well as governments are taking this problem very seriously, and they're using technology to help them better anticipate and deal with it. And we're seeing that now in Europe.
Paul Walsh, thank you so much. Always such great insight, and now while we talk to him, he's talking to a world conference on this.
He is, again. And we're still watching.